Hello everyone, welcome to MBA Karo. In this video, I am going to discuss the solution of the NMAT official mock which I took recently, and we are going to discuss questions on quantitative skills part. There is a separate video on DI and DS. So out of the 36 questions of quantitative skills, there were 12 on DI, 3 into 4, 3 sets of 4 questions each, and then there were 4 questions of DS which we have taken separately, and this contains 20 quant questions. Okay, so let us see the solutions of these questions. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This is the best channel for all MBA entrance examinations. In case you are preparing for NMAT and SNAP and are looking for a structured preparation, you can enroll in our NMAT SNAP course. In this, you don't not only get classes for both these examinations, but also practice sheets and mock tests for both the exams. Let's begin with the questions. Here's the first question. It says that by selling 20 items, a shopkeeper gains an amount equal to selling price of 5 items. What is his percentage gain? So we need to find his profit percentage. So a person is selling 20 items. Let us say SP of one item is equal to 1 rupees. So total SP is 20 rupees, and it's given that he gains an amount equal to selling price of 5 items. So profit is 5 rupees because SP of one item is 1. So that means cost price will be 15 rupees. Profit percentage is profit upon cost into 100. So it will be 5 by 15, which is 33.33%. 33 1 by 3%. Next question. A shopkeeper had two types of flour. The first type of flour was 42 per kg, and the price of second type of flour was 24 per kg. Okay. Flour 1 is 42, flour 2 is 24 per kg. Okay, since the text might not be visible, I am reading it out for you and mentioning the values also. The shopkeeper mixed 25 kg of type 2. So he mixed 25 kg with a certain amount of type 1, and he sold the mixture at 40 per kg and made a profit of 25%. Selling price is 40 and profit is 25%. Okay, so we need to find the difference between the number of kilograms of type 1 and type 2 flour in the mixture. Selling price is 40, profit is 25%. That means cost price will be 32 rupees. Now he is mixing 42 rupees and 24 rupees, and the mixture costs 32. So this is flour 1 and flour 2. Okay. The mixture is worth 32 rupees. So we get difference as 8 and 10. So 4 ratio 5. Now he is mixing 25 kg of this. So it will be 20 kg. 20 kg, it is asking the difference between the kilograms. So this is 25 kg minus 20 kg. The difference is of 5 kgs. Alice and Barry play a game in which they alternately toss a fair coin, beginning with Alice. So Alice starts the game. Alice will win the game if she has a toss in which the coin lands face down. Okay. Now face down, some of you might be confused what is face down, face up. So let us say face down is tail and face up is head. Okay. You can take anything, right? Face down, tail, head, it does not matter. So Alice wins if she gets tail before Barry gets head. And Barry will win if he has a toss which gets head before tails. So basically Alice will win in tail and Barry will win in head. Okay. So Alice starts the game. We need to find what is the probability that Barry will win the game. Okay. So first of all, if Barry has to win the game, Alice should lose the game. Okay. Alice should get head and then Barry should win the game. Okay. So what is the probability of Alice losing the game? Alice losing the game is 1 by 2. So for both of them, the probability of getting head or tail is 1 by 2. So winning probability is also 1 by 2. Losing probability is also 1 by 2. So Alice losing probability is 1 by 2. Barry winning probability is 1 by 2. But that does not become 1 by 4 as the answer. Why? Because it might happen that Alice loses and Barry also loses the game. Okay, what if Barry does not get a head? Barry gets a tail. So the game will continue to be played, right? So whoever gets the desired outcome first will win the game. Okay, so Barry loses and then Alice will play again. So Alice should lose and then Barry should win the game. So you will have 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, and 1 by 2. Then third scenario will be Alice loses, Barry loses the game, Alice should lose, and Barry again suppose loses the game. Okay, so the chance will go to Alice, and Alice should again lose the game, and then Barry would win the game. So if we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instances, so we can say 1 by 2 raised to the power 6. Okay. Now this is 1 by 2 raised to the power 2. This is 1 by 2 raised to the power 4. 1 by 2 raised to the power 6 and so on. This can continue till infinity, right? What if no one keeps winning, right? All both of them keep losing the game. Like Alice does not get a tail, Alice gets a head. Barry does not get head, Barry gets a tail. So the game will continue to be played. So it becomes an infinite GP. So probability is 1 by 4 plus 1 by 16 plus 1 by 64 and so on till infinity. So it is an infinite GP. Sum is A upon 1 minus R. First term is 1 by 4, 1 minus 1 by 4. It becomes 1 by 4 upon 1 minus 1 by 4 is 3 by 4. The denominator 4 gets cancelled. So we get the probability as 1 by 3. So that is the probability of Barry winning the game. For Alice, it would be 2 by 3. How many arrangements of the word above are possible such that O is always in the middle? Okay, super simple question. O is in the middle. So we have 4 letters. O is here. We have to arrange 4 letters in 4 places. So 4 factorial, which is 24 ways. On selling 630 pence, a shopkeeper makes a profit equal to selling price of 90 pence. Find the approximate profit percentage. Again, exactly the same question which was asked. So sometimes this might happen that you get the same question, like same kind of question in the test, similar topic. Okay. So a person is selling 630 pence. So let us say selling price of 1 pen is rupees 1. So selling price of 630 pence is 630. Profit is equal to selling price of 90 pence, that is 90 rupees. So cost price will be 540. Profit percentage is 90 by 540, which is 1 by 6. 1 by 6 is 16.67%. So simple conceptual questions on profit and loss. Next question. A water tank had 3 taps. The first tap could fill the tank in 10 minutes. Okay, tap 1 fills in 10 minutes. Second tap can fill the tank in 15 minutes. When all 3 taps were opened simultaneously, the tank was filled in 22 minutes. So when we use T1, T2 and T3, the tank gets filled in 22 minutes. In how many minutes did the third tap fill or empty the tank? We need to find the third tap. Will it fill or empty? Now, logically, you can say that it will empty. Why? Because if 2 taps are working alone in 10 and 15 minutes, when they work together, they should take less than 10 minutes. No need to calculate. You can say that they will take lesser time than individual tap, right? But when third tap is used, they are taking more time. That means third tap is an emptying tap or a leaking tap, right? So let's solve it by LCM method. Let us say the capacity is LCM of 10, 15 and 22, which turns out to be 330 liters. Okay, so tap 1 efficiency will be 330 by 10, which is 33. Tap 2, the efficiency will be 330 by 15, 22. And when tap 1, tap 2, tap 3 all are used, the efficiency is 330 by 22, which is 50. Okay, so tap 1 plus tap 2 is 55 plus T3 is 15. So it means tap 3 is doing minus 40. That means it's emptying 40 liters per minute. Total capacity is 330. Divide by 40. 33 by 4 is 8.25 minutes. So it will take 8.525 minutes to empty the tank. In case you are preparing for NMAT and are looking for reliable mocks that are based on the NMAT pattern and the NMAT interface, right, we are providing mock test for NMAT. So we are giving 10 mock tests, out of which one is free. You can take it the free test and see, evaluate yourself. Obviously, they are at par with NMAT. However, they are non-adaptive in nature since no one is aware of the scoring pattern. And one should not worry about the scoring pattern and must focus on the knowledge part instead. Because if you saw this test attempt, I got in LR, I got 4 incorrect and my score was 82. In VA or LS language section, I got 10 incorrect and still I got 90 plus score. Okay, so it is very absurd, right? 4 incorrect and just 82 marks, 10 incorrect and still 90 plus. So nobody knows. So whichever institute says that their mocks are adaptive, those are false claims because no one knows how these NMAT people score your tests. So instead of worrying about the scoring pattern, you should focus on the content, and we have great content for NMAT. Let's move on to the next question. It says that the number of boys in a class is twice the number of girls. A team of 8 students has to be selected with 5 boys and 3 girls in the team. In how many ways can this be done if the number of students is 15? Okay, so boys is twice the number of girls. Okay, so if there are 15 students, there will be 10 boys and 5 girls. So we need to make 5 boys 5 boys out of 10 and 3 girls out of 5. So that is the number of ways of selecting the team. So 10C5 is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 upon 5 factorial 120, and 5C3 is 5 into 4 by 2, which is 10, and this let's calculate 72, 6. So 6, 7, 6 and 10. So 6, 7 is 42 into 6 is 252 and a 0 here 2520 ways. Okay, so pretty much simple question on combinations, getting the number of selections and doing it. Given that A, B, C and Z up to Z are positive integers in an arithmetic progression and have a common difference of 4, which of the following represents the mean of the given integers in terms of Z? Okay. Now we need to get in terms of Z, and we are given that the common difference is of 4. So Z is the 26th term. Okay, so nth term is given by a plus n minus 1d, that is nth term. So 26th term z will be equal to a plus 25 into 4d. Okay, so 25 into 4 because d is 4 here. Okay, so a plus 100. So we get a is equal to z minus 100. Okay, now whenever we have to find the mean of the values, so like either you find the sum and you divide by the number of terms, or mean is also like in an arithmetic progression, mean is always the mean of extreme terms. Okay, it is like you can divide the sum by the number of terms, that is also the mean. The mean is also like, what will you say the sum? The sum is n by 2 a plus l. Okay, and this is the sum, and number of terms is n. Hence average is equal to a plus l by 2. So that is why mean is first and last term divided by 2. So first term is z minus 100, last term is z divided by 2. We get z minus 50 as the answer. So no need to put this formula, just remember this average is the average of first and last term. Neeraj acquired a gold loan for rupees 7,000 at simple interest of 9% per annum from MPM Gold Loan Company by depositing 10 grams of gold. At the end of the 36th month, he borrowed rupees 3,000 8 years after initial borrowing, Neeraj had not paid a single rupee of either interest or principal. The loan recovery team came to his house and settled the entire account with an amount of rupees 14,615. Find whether Neeraj paid more interest or less than his initial contract had stated and by what percentage points. Now, the answer to this question is incorrect. I will solve this question for you and tell you that what assumptions they have made and based on which they had marked the answer. So I marked this randomly because I was unable to solve it during the test attempt. Okay. Now let us first see that the interest that he should be paying. So first he borrows 7,000 and 9%, and at the end of 36 months he borrowed 3,000 more. Okay, 8 years after borrowing he has to pay the interest. Okay, so now let us find out that what is the total interest on 7,000. The rate is, in both cases rate is 9% only. The time is 8 years. Okay, so he has to pay 72% of 7,000. So we can say 72% of 7,000 is 72 into 7 will be 490 plus 15 504 5040. Okay, now he borrows 3,000 rupees more, rate is same, and he borrows 3 years after 36 months. After 3 years he borrows, so that means the time period is of 5 years. So 45% of 3,000 he needs to pay as interest, that is 1350. So total interest to be paid is 6390. Okay, now the bank charges him 14,615, right? And he had borrowed 10,000 rupees. So how much interest he paid? 4615. Okay, interest paid is 4615. This was the interest he had to pay. So 4615, he paid 1,775 less. Okay, so he paid 1,775 less, and original was 63 by 6390. So he paid 71775 less by 6390. So if we divide by this, we can divide by 5. So it will be 350, 4 plus 1 355, and this will be 1278. Okay, next we can divide this by like it is not divisible by 5. 71 is one such number. Okay, so if we try to divide by 71, because it is 5 into 71, so if you think of the factors, 5 does not divide. Let us divide by 71 and see that if this number is divisible by 71. So it is 1. Okay, and 56 5 6 8. So it becomes 71 into 18. So tough fraction to crack. So this is basically 71 into 5, and so 71 is common. The value becomes 5 by 18. Okay. Now 5 by 18 is how much? 5 by 18. Now the mistake in this question is, now it is after 8 years, right? So he paid 5 by 18 less. 5 by 18 in terms of like if you divide by like that, you will get as 27.77%. Okay, now it is asking per year. Okay, so if you divide per year it should be like if you divide by 8 years you will get 3 point something, right? 3.8 because he paid after 8 years. Okay, so 3 point you will get 34 is 272, 3.457, 3.47% will be the answer according to what they have asked, right? Answer should have been 3.47% less per year. Okay, but what they have taken is, if you divide 2.77 by 11, right, 27.77 by 11, what we get is we get 2.5%. Okay, so they have got 2.5%. They have done divided by 11 and they have given this as the answer, 2.5% less. Now what is the mistake in their assumption? They have added this 36, that is 3 year and 8 year, right? They have added 3 years and 8 years which should not have been added. So there is technically they have a mistake in the question, but by looking at the answer, they do not give the solution. They just mention the answer. By looking at the answer, I could figure out that what is the mistake they made in the question. So this question is wrong. The answer should have been 3.47% if they divided by 8, because the total duration is 8 years. Right? He's adding on to that. It is not that 8 years are after 3 years. So 8 years after the initial borrowing. If it said 8 years after the final borrowing, then you would take the total duration as 11. So what they have done is they have divided this by 11 and got 2.5% as the answer, which is wrong. Okay, so the answer should have been this. But yes, there are chances you might get errors in a few questions. We encountered errors in the other sections as well. Alright, let's move on to the next question. It says Harsh alone can complete two-third work in 6 days. So Harsh two-third in 6 days. So that means he can complete the work in 9 days. Okay. Sumit can finish one-third in 8 days. So he can finish in 8 into 3, 24 days. And Mini can complete 3/4 in 12 days. Mini does 3/4 in 12. So she does 12 into 4 by 3, which is 16 days, right? All of them started coding together. After 4 days, Harsh and Mini left the project. How many more days will be required by Sumit to complete the project? Okay, so let us say the work is LCM of 9, 24 and 16, which is 144. So Harsh will do 16 units. Then we have Sumit doing 24 divided by 24, you will get 6 units. And then we have M doing 9 units per day. Okay, so that is the number of units. Now 4 days, all of them started working together. So in 4 days, they will do 16 plus 6 plus 9. That is 124 units. So total work was 144. They have completed 124 units. 20 units are left, and Sumit is working on it. So Sumit is working at the rate of 6. This is the efficiency. Sumit is working at the rate of 6. 20 by 6, that is 3.33 days. So remaining work will be done in 3.33 days. So typical time and work question could have been done easily in the test. I hope you are enjoying this session. So please don't forget to like this video. Let's see the next question. For what single digit integer values of x and y will the 7-digit number 7x54y99 be divisible by 9? Okay. So we have 7x54y99 divisible by 9. So divisible by 9 means sum of digits should be divisible by 9. Now, if you add this, this is 9, 9 plus 18 is 27, 34. So, x plus y plus 34 should be a multiple of 9. Okay. So, if you look at the options, either x plus y should be 2 because 36 is divisible by 9. Okay. But none of the options make it. So, next value is 11. 11 plus 34 is 45, which is divisible by 9. So this is the only option which fits here. Girish bought a car and got a dealer's discount of 15% on the original price. He sold it at a profit of 20% on the purchase price. If he had got a discount of 12% on the original price and sold for the same profit percentage of the purchase price, what would be the difference in the profit percentage of the two transactions? Okay. Now, in this case, in first case, he is getting at 15% off. In second case, he is getting 12% off. Right? So the difference between the transactions is 3%. Right? 3% is the transaction difference. And how much is he selling? He is selling at a profit percentage of 20%. Profit of 20%. So he is selling this as 1.2 times. Okay, so the difference will be 3.6 percentage. So in one case is getting 15% off. The difference in price is 3%. Why are we not calculating the prices and all? We need to find the difference in the price that he will earn, right? So the difference in the prices is 3%. the purchase price is differing by 3%, and he's making it 1.2 times because he's selling at a profit of 20%. So that is 3.6 percentage. Which of the following is a perfect square? Okay, I would request one thing to all the NMAT aspirants: please do not ignore number system, because we talked about this in the data sufficiency also. There are questions in data sufficiency, one or two questions, and even in this part, you will find that there are few questions, like one was on divisibility, again a question based on perfect square. So you will find a good number of questions from number system also in the actual exam. Which of the following is a perfect square? Now, this is a question which needs to be done by some properties of perfect squares. So, I will give you those properties. First property is that perfect squares do not end in 2, 3, 7, 8. Okay, so that means these two options get eliminated, right? Then another property which is not tested here is do not end in odd number of zeros. This does not mean that all numbers that have even number of zeros are perfect squares, but if a number has odd number of zeros, that will not be a perfect square, okay, which is not tested here. Then another properties are not of the form 4n plus 2. So either if it is odd, right, so it will be of the format 4n plus 1. If it is an even perfect square, it will be of the format 4n, where n is a some whole number. Okay, so they are not of this format 4n plus 1, 2 or 4n plus 3. Okay, now if you see 4, 7, 4, right? 74 when you divide by 4, it is 18 into 4 plus 2, right? So it is when you divide by 4, you get a remainder 2. So this is also not a perfect square. So we have eliminated three options. Few more rules. One more rule is there, like it if perfect square ends in 5, it should be 25, right? So it should be like, you cannot have a perfect square like ending in 7, 5. Okay, so these are some rules that one must know. Now these three options are eliminated based on the rules given here. And one interesting thing is, another property of numbers is, let us say 11 square, that is 1, 2, 1. If you have to find 1, 1 square, it will be 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. If you need to find 1, 1, 1, 1 square, that is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and so on. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 0, 1 is technically not a perfect square. Okay, or like this was, one could take a call also on this and maybe test it out. So like this was something that one might have had to check, or probably let's say if one tests out the properties of the perfect squares, could test, like this was a tricky question, because if someone knows these properties, would be able to eliminate 3. This was, there was a close call between these two options. Okay, now you can test out the you can take out the square roots of these two numbers and test. See, if we talk about 110, right, 110 square will be 121 and double zero. Now this will not be 121, this would be something in 3. Okay, so 35, some 350 square or something. Okay, so by elimination I eliminated 4 of the options and got this as the perfect square. Okay, now these kind of questions can sometimes be a challenging one, because like you may be able to apply properties in some of them, but not in all such questions. Okay, so better to skip such questions. If you can eliminate some of the options, eliminate them, and if you are not able to eliminate, just mark randomly, not to spend too much time on these questions. Okay, So I got this as the answer and it turned out to be the correct one as well. It was planned to send 60 tons of relief material to a flood affected area through a certain number of helicopters. However, due to technical reasons, each helicopter could take zero point 0.5 ton less of relief material than was initially planned. In order to supply all the material, 4 additional helicopters were required. How many helicopters were initial planned to be used? So I made a mistake in this. Instead of finding the initial number, I found out the final number. I marked the number which is the final number. Okay, so let's see the question. It says there are 60 tons of relief material and there are certain number of helicopters. Suppose number of helicopters is equal to n. So there is like capacity decreases by 0.5 ton. So capacity will be per helicopter is 60 by n because total we have to supply 60 ton. Okay. Now the number of helicopters becomes 4, isn't it? So the capacity is now see when we are taking n plus 4, the capacity will become 60 upon n plus 4, right? It is given that this capacity is zero point 0.5 ton less than the original capacity. Okay, so this is what we will get. Now we will multiply these and get the relation. So if you take it like we multiply the entire thing by n into n plus 4. All equation will multiply by n into n plus 4. So initial number of helicopters is n, capacity is 60 by n. We increase the helicopters by 4. The capacity becomes 60 upon n plus 4, which is zero point 0.5 less than the original capacity. So now in order to solve this, we multiply by n plus 4. So on the left hand side, we will get 160n, right? That is equal to, this becomes 60 times of n plus 4. So 60n plus 240 minus 0 0.5 n square plus and minus 0.5 into 4 is 2n. Okay, so that we will get 60n gets cancelled. We'll take this equation this side, 0.5 n square plus 2n plus this will be minus when it becomes. So we are taking all the terms this side, minus 240 equals 0, n square plus 4n minus 480 is 0. So n plus 24, n minus 20 equals to 0. So n is equal to 20. So initial number is 20. Okay. So I made a mistake. I marked the final number as the answer, although I had calculated the right thing. But while marking the answer, I made a mistake in this question. So you can verify also. So if there are 20 helicopters, the capacity is 3. If there are 24 helicopters, the capacity becomes 2.5, so which is a difference of 0.5. So original number of helicopters is 20. What is the value of 7 raised to the power 3 plus log 7 5? So properties of logarithms we shall apply. So we have in the base we have log 7. So how to convert 3 to base log 7? So what we will do? We will take log 7 and make it 7 to the power 3. Okay, because see if you are given an integer, log 7 into 7 is 1, right? So if you make it multiply by 3, it becomes 3 log 7 7 and then you can take it 7 to the power 3. So the expression is basically 7 raised to the power log 7 raised to the power 3 plus log 7 5. So this is 7 raised to the power log 7 343 plus log 7 5. Now the base is same, we are adding, that means we need to multiply the numbers. So that is 7 raised to the power log 7, 343 into 5, 34 into 5 is 170, 1700 plus 15, 1715. Now when you have this expression a raised to the power log a and b, that is equal to b. So this value is 1715. So one needs to know the property of logarithms to solve this question. So in NMAT, you generally get 1 or 2 questions from logarithms also. So please go through the properties of logarithms to be able to answer those questions. In case you are preparing for NMAT and are looking for mock tests, you can buy our mock tests, which are of similar difficulty level as NMAT and have solutions for that as for the questions. Mrs. Sharma has few chocolate candies which she wants to distribute among her five granddaughters. If she distributes the candies in the ratio 1 ratio 4 ratio 5 ratio 7 ratio 9, one is left. If she distributes in the ratio 2 ratio 3 ratio 3 ratio 4 ratio 5, then 3 are left. And if she distributes in the ratio 1 ratio 2 ratio 3 7 ratio 8, there are no left. Okay. We need to find the minimum number of candies any of the five grandchildren can receive in any of the three cases. So minimum of candies any of the granddaughters will receive. Now first case we will add the ratios. So this is 5, 5, 10, 16. So 26, you can say 26a plus 1 because 26 is the total parts, 1 is left. So to each person gets a, it will be 26a plus 1. In the second case, add these. This is 8 plus 9, 17. 17 times of B plus 3. And in the third case, this is 6. 6 plus 15, 21 times of C. Okay. Now 26 A plus 1. Right. So now she is distributing some candies. So the number of candies in case 1 could be take multiples of 26 and add 1 like 27, 53, 79, 105, and so on, 131. You can take few more examples and just stop here. In the second case, she should have 17 ka multiple plus 3. That is 20. Could be 37, 54, 71, 88, 105, 122, and so on. Now we see a common number. Why are we spotting a common number? Because she has the same number of candies in every case, right? So the number of candies is not changing. How we are figuring out? We are saying that when it is divided by 26, one candy is left. So we are making 26 parts. Now one candy is left. So that means she has 105 candies. Let us verify with this. So it is a multiple of 21. So that is also satisfied. So number of candies is 105. Now in the first case, A will be equal to 4 and B will be equal to 5. So least candies in this case, A is 4. So first person is getting A candies, person is getting 4 candies. In second case, the value of B is 5. The least candy a person is getting is 10. And in the third case, like 21C is 105. So one part is 5. So a person is getting 5 candies. So in any of the cases, the least number of candies a child will get is 4. Okay, so it was a question based on the concept of remainders and Chinese remainder theorem. Okay, so if one, that is why it is important to cover all the topics. If someone has covered number system, must have been able to do this. The digital sum of a number is obtained by adding all the digits of a number until a single digit is obtained. What is the digital sum of 19 raised to the power 100? Again, a question on number system. So digital sum is basically by adding all the digits. So digital sum is also remainder by 9. So what do we do in remainder by 9? We add the digits. Whatever is left, that becomes the digit sum. So digital sum of 19 raised to the power 100. 1 plus 9 is 10. Right? So 10, the digit is 1. So it becomes, digital sum becomes, we need to keep adding the digits until a single digit is obtained. So 10, so is 10. 10 means 1 plus 0, that is 1. So 19 raised to the power 100 essentially means 1 raised to the power 100. The digital sum will be 1. So very easy thing. But if someone ignores this topic, does not even know what is digital sum, could have missed on this super easy question. A box contains exactly 18 cards 5 king cards, 6 queen cards, and 7 jack cards. 3 cards are drawn at random from this bag if the 3 cards are drawn one by one without replacement. Okay. So without replacement, that means we are taking out first card, we are not replacing it. Okay. And we need to find the probability that the second card is a jack. Okay. So we need to find the probability that the second card is a jack. So there are two possible cases. Case 1, we do not have to go to the third card, we just have to go to the first card. So first one is jack and second is also jack. Okay. Second case is, first is not jack and second one is jack. Okay, so that is, these are the two cases. So if first case we go through, so first card getting jack is 7 jack cards, 7 by 18. Okay, now one card is picked. Now we have to pick the second card. So we have 17 cards left, and the probability of getting a jack in, that will be 6 by 17 because first card is jack, right? Now there are 6 jack cards left, right? One card is removed, so 6 jacks are left. 6 by 17 will be the second scenario. Now if first is non-jack, there are 11 that are non-jack. So 11 by 18, and second jack will happen 7 by 17 because there are 7 jack cards left. Okay, now we will add these probabilities. So when we add, we will get 7 into 6 plus 11 into 7 by 18 into 17, right? So we will get 7 as common, right? We can say 7 is common, 6 plus 11, that is 7 into 17 upon 18 into 17. And that is the required probability. We will add these two cases. Why? Either case 1 will happen or case 2 will happen. So if two cases cannot happen simultaneously, we add those cases. So we will add the probabilities and that gives us 7 by 18 as the answer. Which of the following exponentials is the largest? Okay. Now we need to compare these numbers. First of all, let us do one thing. 3 raised to the power 34 can be made as 3 raised to the power 2 raised to the power 17, which is 9 raised to the power 17. Okay. Now 5 raised to the power 15. Lower number, lower power. So it is not the highest. 6 raised to the power 16. Higher number, higher power. So it is not the highest. 7 to the power 16. 9, 17. Not the highest. Now we need to compare 3 raised to the power 34 and 16 raised to the power 12. Okay, so these three are definitely not the highest. Now there are two ways to do it, right? One way is logarithmic way. So log कैसे calculate कर लोगे? You take calculate log. So log 3 raised to the power 34 is 34 log 3. Okay, and the second expression is log 16 to the power 12. It becomes 12 log 16, or we can also say that 16 raised to the power 12 is basically 2 raised to the power 4 into 12, so 2 raised to the power 48, or can we say that 48 log 2. Okay, so if you know the values of log 3 and log 2, which ideally one should know, okay, that is one of the ways to solve the question. So 34 log 3 is 34 into 0.4771. Okay, 4 you can take 48. Okay, and 48 log is 48 into 0.301. Okay, so 0.3 you can take, that is 14.4, and this value will be 48 into 34. So 34 8 will be 272, 27 carries 136, 160. So 16.32 we will get as the answer. Okay, so that is higher. So that is one way to get that log 34. Like if you know the values of log 3 and log 4, one could have done this way also. I'll tell you another way to compare. Okay, one is by logarithm. So this is the higher value. Now, if another way to compare is 3 raised to the power 34 and 16 raised to the power 12, right? Now, let us do one thing. If I take it 3 raised to the power 3, that is 27. Okay, now this will be 34 by 3. 34 by 3 is 11.33. So 27 raised to the power 11.33. and it is 16 raised to the power 12, right? Now if you see this powers, although it is slightly more power, but 27 is much higher number than 16. So we can safely approximate and say that 27 raised to the power 11.33 will be higher than 16 to the power 12. I know that 12 is higher than 11.33, but approximately we can say that this is a higher value. Okay, so definitely this is the highest value out of these five. So again, a bit of knowledge of numbers, knowledge of logarithm is great. Okay, and apart from that, bit of this thing is use that like approximation and logarithm was needed in this question. The capital of a company, Style is made of 75,000 preferred shares with a dividend of 15% and 20,000 common shares with the par value of each share as rupees 10. The total profit was 2,40,000, of which 40,000 was kept in a reserve fund. The remaining profit was distributed to the shareholders. Okay. What would be the difference in the dividend percentage given to the common shareholders if the amount kept away in the reserve fund was reduced to 25,000? Okay. Now we have 20,000 common shares and par value of share is rupees 10. Okay. So the profit was 2,40,000, of which 40,000 was kept in the reserve fund. Okay. So out of this 2,40,000, reserve was 40,000. So that means shares are of rupees 2 lakh. Okay, shares are of 2 lakh. Now, in this, we are given that the difference in the dividend percentage given to the common shareholders. So there are three parts. One is preferred shares and common shares. So we have to work on the common shares part. So common shares are 2 lakh, and like if it says that we need to find the difference in the dividend percentage given to the common shareholders if the amount kept away in the reserve fund was reduced to 25,000. So if we reduce the reserve amount to 25,000, we will give 2,15,000 in shares because total profit is 2,40,000. Okay. Now it is asking what is the percentage increase in it. So 2 lakh, and now it has become 2,15,000. So there is an increase of 15,000 with respect to 200,000 and into 100. So 15 by 200 is 7.5% increase. So this was the solution to the quant section, and we discussed the questions that were asked in it. So in case you are preparing for NMAT and SNAP and are looking for a structured course, you can check out our course and enroll in it for better preparation. And if you have got great scores in NMAT and SNAP last year, we are offering discount to such students. So if you have 230 plus in NMAT or 97 plus in SNAP, you can get 30% off. And on to 220 plus or SNAP 95 plus, you can get 20% off. Share your scorecards with us to avail the discount on our course. So this was the solution to the quant part. We have already discussed the other sections also. Please do check out all the videos. And so one thing to note in the official mock test and in the actual exam also, some people say that in adaptive thing, the difficulty keeps on increasing. That is not the case. The difficulty decreases also. It is quite random. It is not necessary that all questions will be more difficult than the previous ones. Okay, so just try to maximize your attempts. Do not worry about the scoring pattern because it is very random. And if you have seen this the attempt of this test, you might have seen that the score got only 4 incorrect in LR and I got a score of 82. And on getting even 10 incorrect in LS, I got 90 plus in language section. So you cannot predict the scoring pattern. So just try to give your best in the test. and leave it to the algorithm to calculate your final score. So thank you for watching this video. Have a great day.